It doesn't matter if you love him or capital H-I-M. M. Just put your paws up, because you were born this way, baby.
Hey! Ah!
My mama told me when I was young.
Shout out to Lady Gaga, but more importantly, what's up? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and all the social medias in the world, all the internets, as we say, and Black Twitter. I just want to welcome you all again to another video for Coins for Humanity. My name is Jabri, and I'm the founder and executive director of Coins for Humanity. The purpose of this video is because I've really been taking inventory, taking feedback from everybody in the social media world and friends and family, and really I get the feedback that a lot of people aren't connected with Coins for Humanity simply because a lot of people don't know what it is. People are supporting me on the strength that they love me and they know that I'm a go-getter and anything that I do is just going to be from a space of love and authenticity. But really I want to take the time to really let all of you know what Coins for Humanity is, what our vision is, what the mission is, and what our objectives and how we plan to get in, how we plan to fulfill the mission of the organization. So, Coins for Humanity is a nonprofit international volunteer service organization. Our vision is to create a world free of HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS is a 100% preventable disease, and we intend to really support organizations in doing that work so that we can really obtain what we say that we want to obtain. So many organizations, so many HIV/AIDS networks and consortiums all have this goal of eliminating the virus from their communities, and Coins for Humanity is really stepping into that, being risk-taking, being authentic, being committed, and dedicated to really fulfilling that vision. And what is our mission? So our mission is to afford Black college and university students with the opportunity to travel to sub-Saharan Africa, which are 47 countries under the Sahara Desert, to develop and implement collaboratively HIV/AIDS prevention programs with NGOs or non-governmental organizations within the region. And our objectives and the way that we pursue this mission is by developing innovative and global solutions, by creating international partnerships through culture with HIV/AIDS service organizations throughout sub-Saharan Africa, by fostering Pan-African support networks through cultural building and exploration of Black and African communities, by strengthening the Black communities' connection to their African heritage, identity, and ancestry. We do this by heightening the awareness of the global HIV/AIDS pandemic that disproportionately affects and infects Black and sub-Saharan communities. And also we deliver prevention, education, and outreach programs not only in sub-Saharan Africa, but within Black communities here in the United States. And so why is this important? So the idea of Coins for Humanity came about last year when I traveled to Kenya through an organization called Global Vision International. Last summer I traveled to Shimoni, Kenya, and I realized that outside of the Kenyans, and one other person, myself and my friend who traveled with me, we were the only people of color who were on the trip. And through that observation, I really took a step back and wanted to know, was this just because this so happened to be the trip? Or was this really the scope of international service work? So after doing that research, I saw that Black college and university students make up less than 5% of study abroad participants compared to 78% of white counterparts. And when we think about where people are going in terms of international service projects, majority of them are going to Europe, with about, again, 70 to 80% of people going to Europe, and less than 5% of all study abroad participants, students, travel to sub-Saharan Africa or the continent of Africa in general. So really, that's just a disparity right there in terms of Black students and them being afforded the opportunity to travel abroad. And many times when I did this research, what really came up was the affordability piece and people not being able to pay additional money to travel abroad and also be able to make the bill just to be able to be in college and to have have an education. So for me, it really connects because when I was an undergrad, I didn't study abroad for that same reason. I was an out-of-state student. Shout out to the University of Georgia, go Bulldogs! But I was an out-of-state student, barely making the bill to be there, but to add on this extra expense of a study abroad student would have been too much. So I didn't get the opportunity. And it wasn't until I was 26 years old that I was able to really study abroad through an outside organization. And so I want to be able to afford that opportunity to Black college and university students throughout the entire nation. And the reason why it's also connected to HIV/AIDS is because HIV/AIDS impacted my family on a deep level. You know, I had a generation of family that was really, what really got caught up in terms of substance use during the 80s and the early 90s, through living in Newark, New Jersey, East Orange, New Jersey. And because of that, there were some family members, including my grandfather, who have no real recollection of, who died due to complications of the HIV/AIDS virus because he was an injection drug user. I remember the first time that I heard the word AIDS. I was at a Narcotics Anonymous meeting as a young kid, supporting my dad, and I remember hearing people stand up and say, "Hi, my name is such and such, and I'm a heroin user, and I have AIDS." And I really didn't understand the impact of that, and I didn't know what it was, because for me, I was a little kid. I'm still saying eggs, because I really didn't know the language. And I remember also, when I was probably in like maybe the sixth grade, I remember seeing some type of award show special where Magic Johnson came out and we already knew that he had HIV, but he came out and said that he had an AIDS diagnosis. And so I was like, what is this? And kept, being casual with it, not really engaging into the conversation. But it wasn't until I went to the University of Georgia, and without any knowledge or any connection or any intention, I joined an organization called HYPE, HIV Youth Prevention and Education, my freshman year. I was looking through the book of all the organizations, and I joined Best Black Educational Support Team, and I also joined HYPE to really be able to do work, and that was my introduction to HIV/AIDS service work. Then my senior year, again, without any intention, I developed this program as my senior thesis to be able to do a Latino HIV/AIDS Awareness Day on October 15th for a local high school. It was a project that we had to type up. And so then my senior exit internship was at Callan Lord, where I was really introduced to one of the most phenomenal people, William Nazareth. Shout out to William, I love you. Who really, and also Jonathan Santos. A shout out to you too. Both of them really took me under their wings and really exposed me to what is this HIV/AIDS prevention field. And I was really able to go to trainings and really learn. And then from there, I've been in this field for over 5 or 6 years, really working as a community health educator, working primarily with Black young men who have sex with men, Black trans women, and also formerly incarcerated women. And so I've seen how this virus impacts so many sections of the Black community, and I really was moved to connect our resources that we have here in America to our resources that we have in Africa by traveling them last year. And so I created the organization Coins for Humanity. Coins for Humanity, what is the title? So originally, Coins for Humanity was going to be an international fundraising organization where I wanted to fundraise for HIV/AIDS organizations in sub-Saharan Africa. And so that's how we got the name Coins for Humanity. But then I ran into a business mentor who really said, you want to do the fundraising for these organizations, but you also want to center around youth and students. So really, what is your foundation? What are you really aiming to do? And so that's where I settled on being an international service organization that provides opportunities to Black college and university students. And so from there, I kept the name Coins for Humanity because now it takes on a new meaning. So, of course, as a nonprofit, you fundraise all throughout the year, and people who give to Coins for Humanity are really giving money to allow for people to do humanitarian work. And so that's where Coins for Humanity actually sticks. And so that's really the background behind the organization. And why is this important? The CDC continues to say that if current trends persist, 1 in 32 Black African American women and 1 in 16 Black and African American men will be infected with HIV in their lifetimes. And throughout sub-Saharan Africa, every year, nearly 3,200 Africans die due to complications of the HIV/AIDS virus. And so this is really an impact that is being had that's 100% preventable. And so as Coins for Humanity, my goal is to really expose Black students not only to the motherland, but also to be able to support in that work that's already being done, because work is being done in sub-Saharan Africa. And really be able to support in that work, but also to be able to slide in and to develop in areas that were wanted and needed. As nonprofit organizations, there are little resources in terms of the prevention aspect. There's a lot of resources in terms of treatment. So we want to focus more on the prevention aspect of HIV/AIDS within the region. Another important thing or reason why I'm centered around Black college and university students is because of the conversations that you get to have being a Black American in sub-Saharan Africa. It's like you really grow, you really stretch, and you really develop this worldview, and you get to really see the truth, you know? In the United States, a lot of times people of color, Black people, are portrayed in this way that is inauthentic. Africans are also portrayed in this way, again, that is inauthentic. And to be able to actually stand foot on this motherland, on this earth, on this part of earth, and really experience what it's like, again, to be a Black American on this continent is something that everybody should be able to experience. And I really want to afford that opportunity to Black college and university students. While you're here, you really get to develop your African heritage, your connection to your African identity. Yes, Africa is made up of so many different cultures, so many different countries, so many different tribes and villages with their own personalities and communities, but really you get to develop that. You get to incorporate all of that into your being and who you are, and you gain this new sense of identity, you gain this new sense of pride, you gain this new sense of understanding that you are forever changed in your life after leaving the continent of Africa as a Black American. And so to be able to afford that to Black college and university students is something that is so very important to me. And this is why I started Coins for Humanity. And the main purpose of this trip that I did to that I'm doing currently doing in East Africa right now was to really be able to develop the organization within East Africa. So the first country that I want to land is Kenya, and then the second country will be Rwanda, and then from there we will grow. Strategically, I want projects in all 47 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. I want ongoing projects throughout the year. I want to be able to develop so that not only Black college and university students are being able to travel, but also open it up to just Black people in general who want that pipeline directly to sub-Saharan Africa, directly to the continent in general. And so I really have a vision for this. And in order to really support this vision, I want for you guys to be able to be connected to it as well, and to really be able to tell your friends, like, yo, I have this friend who started this organization. It's called Coins for Humanity, and they really are invested in Black college students, and they're really invested in seeing a world that is free of HIV/AIDS, and really be able to connect those two things together to get people to the motherland, and to really be able to be in contribution to areas that we are wanted and needed, because it's really about creating a Pan-African support network. For those who don't know me, one of my biggest heroes is the late brother Malcolm X, and one of his main visions in life was to develop a Pan-African support network. And I come to actualize that through Coins for Humanity and through the work that we're doing by bridging together these innovations. And so one project that I've been doing here is interviewing people and really highlighting the voices of people in the community and seeing what's really happening with HIV/AIDS, because on the TV and in the reports from these huge known organizations, they're saying one thing, but really what's happening. And so through that, I was able to realize that there's a severe need for prevention, and really be able to navigate culture and prevention at the same time. So that's what we're here for. And I've been making some amazing connections since I've been here. I've only been here for less than 2 weeks, and it's been really great. We do currently have a crowdfunding fundraiser going on. It's called Operation Fund the Students. So Operation Fund the Students is really to engage and connect the community into really being able to afford this opportunity to Black students. So if we give, then Black students will go in summer 2016, guarantee. But if we are not able to give, then Black students will not be able to go in summer 2015. So I really want to put that onus on the community to invest in the students that we have who are in school right now. I'm building connections with universities and colleges nationally. So people are interested, people are ready to go, people are ready to fill out the application, but it's up to us to get them to go. And so I'm asking my community to support me and really being able to fundraise $10,000 by October 1st, 2015. That's it. If we give generously and we surpass $10,000, then Black students get to go. But if we don't, then Black students don't get to go. So this is an opportunity to invest in the future of our students, to be able to have the experience of a lifetime. So I thank you for listening. I thank you for being connected. I ask that you retweet, repost, share this video so that people can really understand what Coins for Humanity is, get connected to our mission, get connected to our vision, and let's make it happen for these college students. Don't forget, the link for GoFundMe is really in the is really in the description box, and really tackle it. Give generously. We are becoming a 501c3 organization. So by October 1st, people will be able to have access to tax what is it, tax redemption letters so that you can write it off on your taxes, any charitable giving that you do. So I thank you in advance. I thank you for funding the $10,000 Coins for Humanity crowdfunding fundraiser, because I know that we're invested. We are loving people and that we want to see our students go. I know it's going to get funded. So I just thank you in advance. Continue to give, continue to love, continue to support, and look out for Coins for Humanity. We are transforming the world. We are transformers. Yes. Coins for Humanity.